cruise day. We are getting on the Norwegian Sun this morning, heading to Alaska. It's like this impromptu, I guess it was an impulse buy. We were sitting at home, thought we needed a vacation, looked online. 2 weeks later, here we are, we're on a cruise. So yeah, we're doing that. We're at the Edgewater Hotel right now in Seattle. Literally, the cruise ship is right next door. That's what I like about, if you're cruising Norwegian, stay at the Edgewater, because you just walk out the parking lot and into the next parking lot next door, and you're at the cruise port. Oh, the Carnival left. But yeah, it's time to get on the train. Just almost said train. I should tell you, yesterday our train was 4 hours late getting into Seattle. We were supposed to, no, maybe 3 hours. We were supposed to get in here around 7. We ended up getting in around 10:30 or so. So 3.5 hours. It was horrible. Total fiasco. I'll tell you about that later. But yeah, it's time to get on the boat. It's one of the best things about staying at the Edgewater here in Seattle. If you're going on a Norwegian cruise, this is how far you have to go to get on the cruise. I'm at the Edgewater right now. Keep watching. If you ever sail Norwegian cruise lines, when you get to the top of the escalator here at the cruise port, you make a left, you go to the standard rooms. That's where people that have booked standard rooms, they check in there, and it's a line, and it's almost like going to the counter of an airline. If you've got a suite or a haven, you go to the right here, and it's nice, it's a lounge, they've got coffee, they've got orange juice, they've got pastries, and someone comes out with a tablet and checks you in, and then they escort you up to your room. There's a guy behind me right now as we're walking up the thing. That's my wife in front of us. This right here is the best part of the cruise for some reason. It's actually entering the ship. I don't know what the deal is with it, but it's just this whole excitement thing. So once you're on board, they check your ID one more time and your room card and all that good stuff, and they let you go to your muster station. Muster station is like your rally point or whatever. Whenever there's an emergency, you know where to go. So you go there, you check in, and then in our situation, since we're in a suite, they sent us to one of their really nice restaurants to have lunch while our rooms were being prepared. If you've never been on a cruise, normally when they come into port, like this day, they'd gotten in and started letting people off around 8 a.m. and right now it's like 10 a.m. So it's a madhouse in the rooms. They're trying to get them ready and turned around and all that stuff. So we have a nice lunch and eventually make it to our room. After lunch and a few announcements, we finally get down to our room, and it was a pretty nice room. This is your little room tour that everyone always gives whenever they go on a cruise. King-size bed, forward-facing balcony. It was really nice. It was a good view, even though it was overcast most of the time. Got my wife flowers. They delivered chocolate-covered strawberries to us. They have nice little flowers that they put on the coffee table there. There's our view. It's not bad. It was just kind of overcast most of the time. It kind of depressed me. But that, that's what you're going to expect when you go on an Alaskan cruise. They give us 2 nice little loungers there that we didn't use because it was too cold, and then you have a table there where you could eat, which we didn't use because it was too cold, and here's your bathroom. So it had a nice little vanity right there to the right that I skipped over. They had a shower and the toilet right there. His and her sinks were nice, and then they had a bathtub that had air bubbles. That's not a jet thing, it's just air bubbles, and it kind of sucked, to tell you the truth. But all in all, it was a nice room. That's next month. That's October's cruise right there, the Jewel. That's where we're at today. That's October. Size difference is amazing. I thought they were about the same size. I was totally wrong. Just a little bit of beautiful That is amazing. And I'm not talking about the cruise ship. If you've never been to Alaska, it's the most amazing trips, cruises, whatever you want to do. If you can get to see some of these places that are just out in the sticks like this, it's amazing. Granted, we're really close to Ketchikan. By Alaska standards, that's kind of a big town. By everyone else's, it's a small town.
Now, something to keep in mind on the Sun, it's not the typical Norwegian cruise ship. It's one of its older ships. It was launched in September of 2000, so it's 24 years old right now, which by cruise ship standards, I equate it to 3 years for every human year. So this ship's almost like 75 years old in human terms. It's towards the end of its run. They don't even have a haven on this one. They have suites, and you do get a butler, but when you're on a ship that's got the haven, they normally got a bar that just for haven guests, along with a restaurant and maybe even a pool just for haven guests. This one doesn't have that.
The good news is it eventually did clear up a little bit. We got some blue sky, some blue ocean, and the view was incredible. It was just a little cold. So that's the boarding and our room tour. On my next one, I'll show you what it looked like in Victoria, Canada when we went there. You know, I don't know what I was expecting when I came to Canada, but I was sure expecting a hell of a lot more lumberjacks.